What up everyone, and welcome to Trader Talk Weekly number 8. Anthony here, and today we are talking about one very interesting topic, the delusional trader. Now, this is going to be a very interesting one because we're going to talk about how much we delude ourselves into thinking we're progressive on our journey. Now, I know I've been a victim of this before. You know, you think you're doing the right things, you think you're progressing, you think you're making all these steps towards your goal, and you probably are in some respect, but at the same time too, sometimes we are delusional in how much we think we're doing and how good we are. There's this age-old thing about, especially with delusion, the best way for me to explain it is ask everyone you know if they rate themselves as a good driver. Right, and majority of people say they are, but are they? And that is where I thought of this idea from. So many people are delusional in so many aspects of themselves. You know, we may sit here and say, oh, I'm a great people person, but everyone around you is like, that dude sucks with people. You know what I mean? So we can be very delusional about our own like skills and strengths even sometimes. So this one's going to be about that. So, and trading is big for this. Trading is very big for this delusional sort of a mindset. You know, everyone thinks they're going to get rich very quick in 3 weeks, 3 months. They think they're different, that they're going to be the outlier that can make money in fucking 3 days and be consistently profitable trader. And then you've got the people out there who are talking about becoming consistent and they're on this journey and they're all doing all this stuff, but they talk about the journey to consistency. But the problem is, until you get to consistency, you're not sure if that journey is necessarily what's going to lead you there. I mean, for example, there's a lot of people out there now who are on this perception that the road they are on will lead them to the destination, right? But they might have been doing this for a number of years now without any sort of pivoting that journey. Now, I think sometimes there's a correct niche in trading for everyone, and I think sometimes we can be delusional to think, I'm an FX trader on the 5 minute. If I adapt to the 15 minute or the hourly chart, it's going to solve all my problems. When maybe the asset class just isn't suited to you. Maybe you're delusional in thinking, you're putting in enough work and putting in the time. I think people spend a lot of time saying they're doing a lot of things rather than actually doing them. I mean, when it comes to, putting in the work outside the market hours, like how many people actually are putting in enough to compete at a level that is going to be sustainable for the long term. And like how many delusional people out there look at what other people trade and make judgment or comments or content around this without having any success of their own. Now, there's a lot of people these days, I see it all the time, this strategy is a fraud, these people are a fraud, this works, this doesn't work. The fuck are you doing? Like, are you consistently profitable making money? If you're not, you gotta ask yourself, why the fuck are you even making all these videos talking all this shit? Because at the end of the day, right, you're G'ing up all these other people because their shit's not working, but you're fucking not making any money anyway. You've never fucking lived off trading. Just because you're fucking full-time trader, but you actually don't make any income from it, doesn't mean you're a fucking full-time trader. You know what I mean? Just because you got $100,000 in the bank that you work from your job, and now you've quit trading to be a full-time trader, and you fucking go on about being a full-time trader, does not mean you're any better than anyone else. Like, you're still not making money in the markets. So what are you doing? You're delusional. You know what I mean? Like we all go through periods like this. We're all like, fuck are these people doing? You know what I mean? But then you got to catch yourself. You got to be like, you know what? I can see myself in that. Like these people are a little bit delusional around, scalping or going for huge profit targets. But there's times when I exhibit that as well. And I think some people don't realize that a lot of the shit that they go on about with other people is basically what really is just inside themselves. They just, haven't accepted it yet as such. And that's something I think is very important, because I think sometimes we can we can go on this path and surround ourselves with all these people who sort of, you know, build up our thoughts to make us feel right, you know, and it's like, oh, but I am right, these people are delusional, but it's like, but you're all fucking delusional, no one's right, you know what I mean? Like, you all could learn so much from this situation, but you choose to just try to make yourself feel better and put yourself on the pedestal rather than actually doing something about it. So, I mean, some of the keys that I've found specifically to working on this whole idea of delusion is just to continue working on your own self-awareness. You know, how you look at how you're trading, get a third party, someone who's close to you, understands you, maybe not necessarily understands your strategy, and get them to give you feedback on your progress, actual feedback, you know what I mean? Like if you've been trading for a couple of years now and you're struggling to make progress, you do have to ask yourself some questions. And it's not that you got to quit, like I'm not here telling you fucking delusional people have got to quit, I'm just saying you might have to pivot. Now, and what I mean by that is you might have to alter a few things. Clearly something is not clicking. If you put the time in and you put the work in and something is not working, you need to pivot. Do you have any idea of how many different types of trading strategies are out there? You know what I mean? You got options, you can do all the bullshit writing options and all that nonsense. You got stocks, you got futures, you can trade futures, swing, mean reversion, statistical arbitrage, quant sort of style of trading. You can be a short-term investor, you can be a long-term investor, more macro, all this sort of stuff. You can be a news-driven event trader. There's so many fucking different ways of trading. Just because you might trade currencies or stocks does not mean that if that doesn't work for you that it's the end of the world. You know, if you love trading, you're fascinated by trading, find something that suits you and suits your strengths and everything like that. But what you do need to make sure you're doing is getting that constructive feedback from somebody who actually knows you and can call you out on your bullshit. Because without that, you're going to live in a fucking delusional time all your life, in many areas of your life. And you're literally going to accomplish that, what would you call it? The delusional 7 areas of life human being. Now that's fucking something I don't think you want to do. So, alright guys, have a good week, and I'll see you on the next one.